Upstairs, Downstairs, An Object of Value, Part 1, production number 1510, take 1.
What's this one?
At.
You be quiet. This?
Match.
Good. That one?
Bat.
Bats in the belfry, eh, Ruby?
Pay no attention.
Hat.
Very good.
Sat.
It's raining sats and dogs.
Ed, what are they doing down here? Well, I was just putting them to use, Miss Roberts, since they're a bit advanced for the baby as yet.
Well, they belong in the nursery. You can't bring them down here. Take them back this minute.
Who's she giving orders to?
She thinks she's in charge with Rose and Mr. Hudson at the memorial service.
Not anymore, she isn't.
All right, my dear, would you like to lean on me?
Thank you, Richard. I can manage. How's your breathing?
Watkins drove too fast.
Better.
You must speak to him.
Much too fast.
Well, come on. I'll get you some brandy, Mabel.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that's better. Oh, dear, I am glad it's all over.
You were wonderful.
Thank you, darling. I could never have borne it without you all.
It was a lovely service. It was very stuffy.
Yes, it went very well.
Humid weather, of course.
Yes.
The tributes were particularly good.
Robert Crewe was very good. Droned on a bit. Who on earth asked that dreadful man Gray to speak for the Liberals? Was that your idea, Richard?
It was discussed at great length, Mabel, dear, and it was voted that Walter's stature was beyond ordinary party politics. Sir Edward did make that point.
Well, I don't think your father would have liked it.
Yes, he would, Mother. He'd have been delighted at the compliment. What one found most impressive was the grief shown by the common people. So many of them openly weeping. Would you like a rug, Lady Southwold?
No, thank you, Hodges.
What do you think you're doing?
Oh, there's a spoke sticking out of one of the wheels in the pram and the wheels won't go round.
Well, I don't want it. Now get it out of here.
Well, you've got to mend it.
Who said so?
Oh, somebody's got to. Miss Elizabeth and the babe will be back from the seaside in a few days' time, and I'll get into trouble.
All right, yes, all right. Well, later, not now. Leave it. Not here. Get it outside.
Oh, you won't forget.
No, I won't forget now. Out.
Push me. What's the matter?
Nothing. Ta-da.
Oh, what's going on?
Nothing. Here. Here, hang on a minute. You make yourself useful as you're here. Give me a bottle of wine, will you?
We're from the wine merchant.
We silly, you know where from the cellar.
Oh, you mean steal it?
It's not a crown jewels, it's a bottle of wine. Nobody's gonna miss it.
Mr. Hudson will. He enters all the wine that's drunk down in a special book.
Well, look, here. You enter it in the book, too. You can copy his writing, can you?
I'm on good in the wine cellar, eh? There's only two people got a key, Mr. Bellamy and Mr. Hudson.
You borrow Mr. Hudson's key.
How am I going to do that?
Well, where's he keep his key? In his coat, right? Where's he keep his coat? In the servants' hall. So you pick a moment, right? Get the key, into the wine cellar, get the wine, put it in the book, put the key back. You're back here in less than 5 minutes.
No. Sorry, Thomas, I won't.
What do you mean?
I won't. For one thing, I don't like being taken for granted. And for another, if I'm going to lose my job, I might as well lose it for something worthwhile. Not for a bottle of wine, so as you can entertain one of your lady friends.
Lady... Hey, what are you talking about, lady? There's no lady friends. This is business.
What business?
Well, I can't tell you, not at the moment. I wouldn't interest you anyway. Look, if I mend the pram, will you get the wine for me?
Ooh, blackmail now.
Oh, what do you want? I'll give you a kiss if you like.
You save it for your lady friend.
I told you, I don't have any lady friends. Only you. Now, I'm sorry if I offended you. If I ask you nicely, will you get the wine?
If you ask me nicely.
Oh, it was a wonderful send-off. The Abbey was full to bursting, wasn't it? Everybody was there. Should have seen it, Sarah.
When asked.
Oh, them beautiful flowers. Oh, good, kindly gentleman.
He was indeed, Mrs. Bridges. And a great statesman and leader, too. We could do with a few like him today.
Both their ladyships so calm and dignified. The rest of us sobbing our hearts out.
That was only to be expected, Rose. Fill up this bottle, will you? And take it up to Lady Southwold's room.
Yes, Mr. Hudson.
Why, Mr. Addison? Why shouldn't they cry? It's only natural.
It may be natural to you, Sarah. But when a member of the nobility passes on, ordinary folk look to his family to set an example of conduct for their own lives.
Yeah, but why should they have to? We're all the same. We all come to dust in the end.
Come to dust. I like that, Sarah, coming from you.
Edward, I'll ask you to remember the solemnity of this day.
Can't help doing that, Mr. Hudson. Everything's so depressing.
Who sliced this cucumber?
I left it to Ruby. Mr. Hudson, I would have done it myself, naturally, if it hadn't been for the servant.
Edward, get Ruby in here at once, please. And fetch another cucumber.
Ruby?
Oh, thank you, Edward. Ruby, come over here, my girl. Mrs. Bridges.
Thank you, Mr. Hudson.
Now, Ruby, take a lesson from Mrs. Bridges on the correct way to slice a cucumber.
Now, Ruby, never cut a cucumber from the end. Always start in the centre, so. Then peel it very, very thinly, so.
There now, Ruby. That's how it should be.
Yes, Mr. Hudson.
Edward, take this up to the dining room, will you?
Yes, Mr. Hudson?
What you up to, Sarah?
Nothing, Rose.
Can I help you, Miss Roberts?
No.
Is there something you require of Lady Southwold?
No, nothing, thank you.
Then what are you doing outside her room?
Nothing. I happened to be passing and noticed the door open.
Noticed the door was open. Then why didn't you shut it?
I was on the point of it.
You were not. You were prying.
I was doing no such thing.
If you'll pardon me, you were.
I was not, and I don't know what you're insinuating. I've as much right to be here as you have, Hodges. I live here, don't I?
Kindly do not refer to me as Hodges. I am Miss Hodges, Lady Southwold's companion.
Excuse me.
Is that for Lady Southwold?
Yes.
I'll take it.
I can manage
Give
it.
it to me.
Donaldson.
Hello, Watkins.
Sorry, I didn't hear you, but I'd have come down sooner.
That's all right. All the doors were open, so I just followed my nose. A busy sort of room, isn't it?
Aye. Well, not very tidy. You know, where I keep all my things. I will need a bit more space, really.
Quite. Glad to see you've taken our last meeting to heart.
Oh, yes.
Studying those new designs.
Aye. Well, of course, I still got a lot to learn.
Yeah.
Well, we all have, haven't we?
Good. Well, then, shall we get down...
No, not here, Mr. Donaldson. Upstairs, a bit more comfortable for talking.
Up here?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, just up there.
Whoa, Thomas. That's the last time I do that. Oh.
Thank you, Sarah.
Kindly don't refer to me as Hodges, says she. I am Miss Hodges, Lady Southwold's companion.
She said that. She can't have cared for that much.
She didn't.
Only dealings I've had with her have been acrimonious.
Oh.
Well, last night, when I prepared her a lovely little baked custard for Lady Southwold, she comes down and says it's curdled.
You couldn't curdle an egg custard, Mrs. Bridges.
Trouble with her, Rose, is she don't know her place.
No, well, what is her place? No one seems to know. It's not down here with us.
Oh, it's not up there with them neither, though she thinks it is.
Sort of an in-between, really.
What I want to know is, Rose, why Lady Southwold should want a companion before his lordship passes on. I mean, in widowhood it's quite understandable, but before seems a bit suspicious to me.
In what way suspicious, Mrs. Bridges?
I don't know, Rose. If I did, it wouldn't be suspicious, would it?
Light runabouts. That's what we must go for, Watkins.
Yes.
Cut down the costs and bring the motor car to the average man.
Is it the right vintage, Mr. Watkins?
Yes, thank you, Sarah. Go away.
I myself own a 7-horsepower Jowett, for instance. I picked her up for a mere 150.
Would you like me to help you?
No, thank you. I can manage. Will you clear off? Sorry, you were saying, Mr. Donaldson.
Well, of course, racing's the game we should be in, but the problem is the capital. I mean, I've got the contacts. Why, only last year I was over in Dieppe, see that Delage win the Grand Prix de Vacherette.
Oh, yes, with a single-cylinder Dion Bouton engine.
Yes, that's right. She won it nearly 50 miles an hour. She was a real little flyer.
Could I offer you a glass of wine, Mr. Donaldson?
Oh, it's very civil of you, Watkins.
Is there anything else I can get you, Mr. Watkins? Some anchovy canapes or a little pâté de foie gras?
No, thank you, Sarah. That'll be all, thank you.
Well, I'll be trotting along then, if you're sure.
Yes, quite sure. You trot along now.
Thank you, sir.
Does she go with the job?
Oh, Sarah? She's just a nursery maid.
Is she, by Jove? You seem to have things good here.
Oh, well, you know, yeah.
Comfort and security. I'm surprised you're even interested in my little schemes.
Well, you were good enough to approach me, Mr. Donaldson. And I was never one for security.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained, eh?
I don't know what you're talking about, Rose. I'm not seeing too much of him. There's a spoke sticking out of one of the wheels in the pram, and I asked him to mend it. Didn't stay long. He's got a visitor.
Visitor? Who?
I don't know. Some man, some business.
Business? What business?
I don't know.
Here, roll that. You want to be careful, Sarah. He is not your type. I have told you that before.
Oh, I know he's flirty. Well, I'm a big girl now, Rose. I can look after myself. I'm not going to let Mr. Thomas Watkins take advantage of me.
You say that?
Will you leave off and stop nagging me?
She's been asleep for most of the afternoon, but she's awake now, I think.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Miss Hodges. How are you feeling?
Better. I'm all right. What time is it?
About 4 o'clock.
Goodness. Too much sleep.
We needed it. Today was a great ordeal.
I didn't dream about him. Do you think he'd be hurt? I didn't dream of anything. Ah, dear, yes, it was an ordeal. But it was nice of all those people to come, wasn't it? He had no idea how many people liked him.
Oh, but he did, Mother. I mean, what about all those letters he had during the last months? They were from all over the world.
He never lost his sense of humour. He used to ask me to read aloud to him from that awful biography written by that young man whose teeth were so bad. Oh, he'd say, is that how history will see me? Between ourselves, I don't think he found it very funny.
Wish I'd known him better.
Oh, my dear, he loved you so. You were always his favourite, much more than your brother Hugo. He had such lovely memories of the happy games you used to play together.
But I can't remember them. Wonder if he made them up. All those games he wished we'd played if only he'd had the time.
Darling, he wouldn't have done that.
No, of course not. I didn't mean that. Ah, here's Miss Hodges with tea.
Will you be getting up for dinner, Lady Southwold?
Well, of course.
There's no need to.
I must. Grief is a luxury one can't afford if one wants to carry on.
Which dress shall I lay out?
Well, I haven't much choice, have I? Unless I take to the purple. I won't do that. It might upset the servants. Oh, you choose, Hodges. And I want to wear my diamond brooch, the butterfly one that Lord Southwold gave me on our wedding anniversary. You remember the one, Marjorie?
Yes, it's lovely.
It'll come to you in time. He would have wanted that.
Are you sure you brought it, Lady Southwold? I don't remember seeing it.
Well, of course I brought it. I never travel without it. I saw it myself last night. Go and fetch it. Poor Hodges. I don't treat her very nicely.
Well, she seems devoted.
Oh, well, I wonder she sticks me. She's very useful at railway stations getting porters. And she plays a good game of rummy, but she's an awful snob and no conversation.
It's not here, Lady Southwold.
Oh, nonsense. Must be. Let me see. Oh, dear, the wrong glasses. Marjorie, you look.
No, Miss Hodges is right. It's not here.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Did you look on the dressing table?
Yes, I looked.
Then it must have been taken.
Doesn't she keep the case locked?
I think she felt that there was no need, Mr. Bellamy. I think she felt secure here.
Has the room been thoroughly searched?
Yes, and I've talked to the staff at Southwold. They can't find it there.
In any case, Lady Southwold is positive she saw the brooch here. Quite late last night.
But you didn't think she'd brought it, Miss Hodges.
I said I hadn't seen it, which is not quite the same thing, Mr. Bellamy.
Well, if she did see it last night, then it most likely would have been taken this morning when we were at the Abbey.
Well, you really think it's been taken?
It seems inconceivable it could be any of our servants. I suppose we must face the possibility.
Who was in the house this morning?
Well, Hudson, Mrs. Bridges and Rose came to the service, so that leaves Edward and Ruby, Sarah and Roberts.
Has Hudson been informed?
No, not yet.
Well, I'd better see him.
I take it that the police are to be informed.
No need for that yet, Miss Hodges. We can usually settle our own difficulties.
Oh, but sure.
And I don't think Lady Southwold would wish it either.
No, she's too upset even to think about it, and I'd better go up to her.
If I may have a word with you, Mr. Bellamy.
Well?
I didn't like to speak while Lady Marjorie is present, but I think I may be able to throw some light on this unfortunate affair.
Yes, Miss Hodges.
I saw Miss Roberts outside the bedroom just after we returned this morning. The door was open. She could have been coming out. She offered no adequate explanation when I asked her what her business was.
Couldn't she simply have been passing? Thank you, Miss Hodges.
I thought you should know.
Yes, thank you.
Well, if you want to know what I think Miss Hodges has taken it.
Miss Hodges?
Supercilious woman.
Well, she's the obvious one, isn't she? I mean, she's got every opportunity she wants, but she chose this morning to put the blame on one of us.
But she's a clergyman's daughter.
From Cromer.
Is she, Rose? Who told you that?
God told her.
Edward.
Lady Marjorie told Miss Roberts.
I don't know what we're all making such a fuss about. We don't even know if it's been pinched yet.
Don't know if what's been pinched, Sarah?
Haven't you heard? There's a brooch stolen from Lady Southwold's bedroom.
Oh, is there?
And we're all under suspicion.
Not all of us, Miss Roberts.
Some of us above suspicion, eh, Mrs. B?
What do you mean, not all of us, Mrs. Bridges? I'd like to know what you mean by that.
Mrs. Bridges means that some of us were at the memorial service this morning.
And some of us have spent 17 years in this house without a blot on their character.
But he's accusing you, Miss Roberts.
Just a few discreet questions, Hudson, not a full-scale investigation. I don't want alarm and despondency. Do you think you can handle that?
I'll do my best, sir.
Well, if nothing comes to light, we shall have to call the police. Only to appease the ladies. But that must be a last resort. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Oh, come on, Hudson. Don't take it so personally.
I'm sorry, sir, but when a member of the staff is openly accused of theft...
Nobody was openly accused of anything. Miss Hodges was simply trying to assist.
Was she, sir?
What do you mean? Has there been trouble between Miss Hodges and the staff?
Not trouble, no, sir, but there is a certain feeling which may have been the cause of...
Well, that's for you to discover.
Very good, sir.
And Hudson, I want to be kept fully informed of all developments.
Yes, sir.
Oh, can't you put it together again, Thomas? Thought it would have been easy with all your mechanical skills.
Aye, well, don't you worry about me, love. Just get me a beer, will you? You're from the bench over there.
Hope your business friend don't drop by. Won't be very impressed, will he? Not if you're going to mend his motor cars for him.
Who said that's what I was going to do?
Whoa, that's what you was discussing, weren't you?
Sharp little ears you got, ain't you, eh?
Ow!
Yes, I've always noticed your sharp little ears.
There's no need to get personal, Thomas.
Isn't there? Well, that's what you're doing, isn't it? Getting into my personal affairs.
When one is used, Thomas, as you have used me, one's got a bloody right to know.
Used you? Well, I don't know what you mean.
I mean the wine.
Oh, that.
Oh, that, yeah. Wasn't easy, you know. Nearly got caught. And if I had been, I'd been branded as a thief. They might have thought I took the brooch. Here, think of that.
He's been in his pantry a long time. What's he writing in there? Does he still want to see us, Rose?
That's what he said, didn't he?
Well, I'm not staying up all night waiting on his turn.
He thinks he's Sherlock Holmes to be playing his violin next.
You're familiar with the works of Sir Arthur Edward?
Sir Arthur Edward?
Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the creator of Sherlock Holmes. You've graduated from Penny Dreadfuls to the Strand magazine, have you?
No, Mr. Hudson.
Then I advise you to stop making references to things you're ignorant of, my boy. Come in here with me. I won't keep you waiting long, Miss Roberts. Now, don't be frightened, Edward. I just want you to tell me, quite simply, what you did while we were at the Abbey this morning.
What I did, Mr. Hudson? Oh, nothing honest.
You did nothing, but didn't you go about your duties?
Oh, yes. Oh, I did those. I did my duties.
Were you on your own for any of the time?
Oh, some of it, yes.
Upstairs?
Yes. But I never went near Lady Southwold's bedroom. I had no need to go near it.
Did you know of anyone who did go near it for any reason? Now, think hard now, Edward.
Well, Rose. Well, I mean, she would have to earlier to make the beds.
But apart from Rose, no one?
No, Mr. Hudson. I was down here most of the time with Sarah.
Sarah?
Yeah. She was teaching Ruby to read with those coloured bricks, you know, the one with letters on. Oh, she went up and brought them from the nursery.
Oh, there you are, Sarah. Mr. Hudson wants to see you.
Me, Rose? What about?
What do you think it's about?
Sorry it wasn't finished, Sarah. You can have it in the morning, all right?
Hurry up, don't keep him waiting.
Well, what can I do for you, Rose? Something on your mind?
Sarah.
Oh, yeah. What about her?
She's spending too much time over here. Mr. Hudson don't approve.
Oh, doesn't he? Now, why's that?
Well, she's neglecting her duties.
Ah, come on, Rose. She doesn't have any duties with Miss Elizabeth and the baby away at sea. She's bored. She comes here for a bit of company, that's all.
Nothing to do with me. I'm not concerned.
Aren't you?
It's Mr. Hudson. She might get into trouble, that's all. I didn't think you'd want that.
Oh, well, I don't think either of us would want that, would we, Rose? Caring for her the way we do.
What do you mean? What did you mean by that?
What I say, Rose. No more. Don't mind if I have a wash, do you? I'm a bit grimy. Only had a Catholic yesterday.
Can't make you out, Thomas Watkins. Don't understand you. Still, you always was twisty.
Twisty?
In Greenwich, before you come here. Always got your own way.
I didn't get you, did I?
No. Well, that's because you didn't really want me.
Didn't I?
Look, all I'm saying is don't ruin Sarah's life. She's made some mistakes in the past, but she's made up for them. And now, just when she's got things straight, she don't want you to go leading her astray. Do you understand? See, Sarah's like a sister to me, and I don't want to see her getting hurt. Not by somebody like you, anyhow.
Nice sisterly concern you're showing too, isn't it? By leading her astray, I take it you mean going to bed with her, do you?
That and other things.
What other things? What other things?
There's a brooch missing, in case you haven't heard. It was stolen this morning when we was at the memorial service and Sarah was in the house.
There were others?
Oh, Edward and Miss Roberts. But she's the obvious one, isn't she?
Oh, well, she would be pleased to hear you say that, wouldn't she, eh? Her sisterly best friend. You think she stole it from me, do you? Eh? Is that it? You think I made her? You've got a nasty mind, Rose. A nasty, dirty little mind, and you take it out of your fast before I lose my temper.
I just don't...
Get out of my room!
Honestly, Mr. Hudson, I didn't know I was doing wrong bringing him down. I thought I was doing something worthwhile for once in my life. I mean, they're sitting up there all day long doing nothing, and Ruby can't read.
All right, Sarah. Miss Roberts, would you come with me, please?
What has that vicious woman been saying about me?
I beg your pardon, Miss Roberts.
What lies has she been spreading?
Who?
That Miss Hodges, of course. I didn't go in the room. I only looked in to see if there was anyone there. I didn't take anything. It's her. She had the opportunity. She did it, and now she's trying to blame me. Has anyone questioned her?
Now, please calm yourself, Miss Roberts. Sit down.
Or is she too high and mighty? Protected by the church, perhaps, being a vicar's daughter. She comes into this house. Does anyone know anything about her? Has anyone checked her past? Oh, they do, you know. I know these companion creatures.
They do what?
Attach themselves to the aristocracy, ingratiate themselves. It's the money they're after. It's only the money they want.
Oh, but she's been with Lady Southwold for over 10 years, Miss Roberts.
10 years. And how long have I been here, Mr. Hudson? Nearly 17. Does that come for nothing? Is my whole life to be
tossed aside on the word of some scheming stranger.
Please, Miss Roberts.
What's going on in there? What's all that caterwauling about?
Oh, it's Miss Roberts, Mrs. B.
She's being questioned by Mr. Hudson.
Question?
But what on earth can have possessed Hudson? Was he out of his mind?
My dear, he was acting under my instructions.
Your instructions? What instructions? And why wasn't I informed?
He was making discreet inquiries among the servants. And before...
Discreet
Margaret, now,
inquiries?
just let me finish. Before Hudson could ask Roberts a question, she became hysterical and quite out of control.
That's Hudson's version, I suppose.
It's the truth.
Richard, he accused her of theft.
He didn't. It was that dreadful woman Hodges. Your mother must get rid of her.
Well, that's for Mother to decide, surely. Meanwhile, I'm left with a badly upset Roberts on my hand. It's most inconvenient. You'd have to be sent to the country to get over it.
You really believe she's innocent?
Well, of course. Do you think I don't know my own maid?
Well, who in God's name has taken it?
We'll leave that for your sleuth to find out.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, sorry. Didn't know you gone to bed.
Oh, no, it's all right. Don't go. No, I'm just reading.
Reading?
Yeah.
Reading?
Motor car engines.
Well, do you understand all that?
Well, I'm beginning to, like the rest of the world. Now, what do you want? You could get into trouble coming here this time of night.
Trouble? Who from?
Well, I was thinking of Mr. Hudson, actually.
Oh, I can handle him.
You're very chirpy. Do you want some cocoa?
No, no, thanks. Just had some. What's these?
They're peppermints. Well, what do you want?
Nothing. Just came to tell you they caught a thief.
Oh, have they?
It was Miss Roberts. She confessed to Mr. Hudson. You should have heard the carry on. Screaming the place down, she was. I'm surprised you didn't hear it up here.
Yeah, well, you know, I was reading, like I said.
Oh, yeah. Funny it should be Miss Roberts, isn't it? I mean, what does she hope to gain by it? She wouldn't know how to get rid of the brooch, and if she did, what would she do with the money? Didn't like her much, but I feel sorry for her. What a life, eh? All them years of devoted sewing and hairdressing and packing. Nowhere to go. Just a lonely old spinster, poor old cow. They say it makes you peculiar going without...
Is that what they say now?
No.
What do you mean? That's what you came for, isn't it? You didn't come to tell me about lonely old spinsters with light fingers. I mean, that sort of thing could have waited till the morning, couldn't it? It's provocation coming into a man's bedroom this time of night.
It's not late. It's only 9 o'clock.
Early to bed, early to rise, eh?
What will Rose say?
Rose?
She'll miss me. She'll wonder where I am.
Well, now look, you don't have to stay the whole night, do you?
That's true.
Here, hang on a minute. What's the rush? Here. Take it easy. Easy. That's better.
She'll find out.
What?
Rose. She'll find out. I know she will.
Well,
Can't keep nothing from her.
What's it matter? She's not your keeper. What's it matter if the whole world knows, eh?
You wouldn't mind?
How do you mean?
You love me. You're not ashamed of me.
No. No, why should I be?
Oh, come on then.
Sarah couldn't do it, not on her own. Of course, she could be persuaded into it by another influence.
Another... What do you mean, Rose?
Come on, speak your mind, my girl.
Well, she's been keeping a lot of company with Mr. Watkins lately.
Thomas? Oh, whatever gave you that idea?
It's no idea, Mrs. Bridges. There's evidence. Mr. Watkins has had a visitor down at the garage. A man.
Oh, now you mention it. I do remember seeing a strange man coming out of the garage.
You think Sarah might have taken the brooch and given it to Mr. Watkins?
Who, in turn, would pass it on to a criminal in the underworld.
She means a fence.
But why would Sarah help him? Is she in love with him?
Don't know about that. But they're definitely very chummy.
Fetch Mr. Watkins, will you, Rose? I want to talk to him.
At this time of night?
Oh, yes. Yes, it is a wee bit late. I'll see him in the morning, first thing. I don't know, Mrs. Bridges. I don't seem to know my staff anymore.
4 brothers, 3 sisters. I was number 5 to appear.
They must miss you.
Oh, because I blotted my copybook, see? Went off on my own. Let the sight down. Good riddance was the cry I heard ringing in my ears. My eldest brother, Gwyn, used to own the bicycle shop where I used to work. I'll come back and buy you out so you can retire prematurely and sit on your backside, you lazy bastard. That was my parting shot. So it's pride, you see.
Yeah. It's like me in this house. I left through the front door once and I swore I'd show 'em, but I didn't. They found me in the street and brought me back like a bleeding lost dog.
Yeah, well, they won't do that with me.
You going?
Yeah, this man Donaldson, his father owns the garage. I take the Rolls Royce for fitments. He noticed me. I impressed him when we got to talking, and he wants to open up on his own. He's a skilled mechanic, but it wouldn't just be that. He wants to go into teaching and extend his interest to racing. No saying where it might lead to. Partnership is what he hinted at. So that's what he was doing down here, see?
You like it here?
Aye, but it doesn't stretch me, see, love. I mean, I'm only 33 already. I'm top of my line. Chauffeur. Dead end. I'm bored. No chance to use my brains, and I got brains.
When you gonna go?
Round about Christmas, if everything goes to plan.
What about us?
Us? How do you mean?
What about us?
Well, I don't know. Have to see how it goes. But if everything goes all right, you could come with me.
Ruby, it's green Dutch sauce for luncheon this morning. So hurry up with that and come and pound the parsley.
Yes, Mrs. Bridges.
Oh, Edward, out of my life. I'm busy.
Here, what's going to happen to Miss Roberts?
She's gone to St Albans for a few days to stay with a friend.
She's coming back?
I don't know.
Edward, fetch up the potatoes. Ruby, hurry up and come and pound that parsley.
Morning, Sarah.
Morning.
Where was you last night?
What do you mean, Rose? I was in bed, same as usual.
No, you wasn't, not to start off with, because I looked in your room.
Oh, spying on me, was you?
No. Just wanted to have a word with you and you wasn't there.
Oh, I went for a stroll.
Unaccompanied?
Of course, not a crime, is it? It was a full moon.
You want to be careful Jack the Ripper don't get you.
Haven't you got any work to do, Sarah?
No, Mr. Hudson, I'm on holiday till Miss Elizabeth and the baby get back.
Here, do this. I got all them gloves to stretch.
Morning, Mr. Bridges.
Good morning, Thomas.
Morning, Edward. Thomas. Morning, Ruby.
Morning.
Morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Thomas.
Rose. Morning, Mr. Hudson.
I want to see you, Mr. Watkins.
Now? Oh, well, it's not very convenient at the moment, Mr. Hudson. I've got to take the motor car to the garage for a fitment. Mr. Bellamy wants it at 11 o'clock. See?
This won't take long.
Well, now, Mr. Hudson, what can I do for you?
I understand you had a visitor yesterday.
Oh, did I? Now, who told you that?
What was his business with you?
Well, now, Mr. Hudson, I don't see that's any business of yours. It's a free country. I can entertain who I like.
Not if it involves the security of this household, you can't.
Well, I'm not sure I'm with you there, Mr. Hudson. You mean you fear he might be a fire raiser or something?
Don't try and be clever with me. Tell me who he is.
No. No, I won't, Mr. Hudson.
Why not?
Because I don't choose to, and I don't see you have any right to ask me.
Then I must draw my own conclusions, Mr. Watkins.
You can draw whatever damn conclusions you like. It's of no interest to me.
She was only doing her duty. She saw your maid behaving suspiciously. She told Richard. What happened after that was not her fault.
Well, I'm sorry, Miss Hodges, if I upset you.
Well, we don't want any unpleasantness. I quite realise that I am being an encumbrance. I think we'd better leave.
No, Mother.
I think it best. This whole business has been conducted most unfortunately. I blame you, Richard, largely. The police should have been informed. There should have been a proper investigation. Then by this time, the culprit would have been behind bars. Instead, he's running free. Marjorie has upset Hodges. I'm upset, and everything's in a turmoil.
I'm sorry you feel that way, Mabel, dear. I brought you some comforting news. If the brooch is not recovered, the insurance is in order.
Insurance? What comfort is that to me? The value of that brooch cannot be measured in money. Pack our cases, Hodges.
Mother, I insist you can't leave. You've nowhere to go.
I have plenty of places to go, Marjorie. I shall go to Biarritz and have a rest.
Biarritz is too hot at this time of year.
I shall stay in the shade. Come on, Hodges.
Dear,
Now, let her do as she wishes. She's bound to be a little irrational at this moment. But I'm amazed she took that woman Hodges' side against you.
Well, that's easy to see. She knows it's Hodges, not us, she's going to need from now on.
Yes, Hudson, what is it?
If I might have a word with you, sir.
Yes, what about?
About the investigation. There's been a development.
Well, you can tell me later, Richard. I'd better go and talk to Mother.
A development?
Concerning Mr. Watkins, sir.
Thomas?
Yeah?
Mr. Bellamy wants to see you.
Hey. Well, he'll have to wait.
No, Thomas, it's urgent.
What's it about?
I don't know, but Mr. Hudson said to come and get you quick.
Oh, I got Donaldson coming in 5 minutes.
Well, I can look after him for you.
Aye. Yeah, look, give him some of that wine, will you?
Look, do you want me to take him upstairs or stay down here with him?
No, not take him upstairs. There's no room to move down here with this bloody perambulator.
All right. I'll go and have a little tidy up there.
Aye, there's a good girl.
Mr. Donaldson, I was expecting you.
Hello, Sarah, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Mr. Watkins is apt to pop out for a few moments. He shouldn't be long. Can I offer you a little drop of wine?
You wanted to see me, sir?
Yes, Watkins, come in. Now then, what's all this about a visitor?
A visitor, sir?
Yes, yes, man. Come on now, don't waste my time. Hudson says this fellow's been coming to see you. Now, who is he?
Was just a friend, sir.
A friend? Oh, what do you mean? What sort of friend?
He's just a friend.
Watkins, a very valuable brooch has been stolen from this house.
Yes, I know that,
A
sir.
suspicious character is seen to visit you. You won't say who he is.
Oh, I'm beginning to understand, sir. You think me and Miss Roberts are in league together. She steals the brooch, gives it to me, and I get rid of it through one of my underworld connections. Yes, well, that's a plausible theory, sir.
Don't be so damned impertinent. Watkins, I am giving you every chance.
Yes, and that's just what I don't like. If you'll forgive my saying so, sir. A feeling of a need to justify myself when I consider there's no cause. Now, I haven't been here long like some, I know that, but I think I've done some good service, sir. Handled a few difficult situations. Earned myself a bit of credit. But if you don't think so, sir, I think the best thing for all concerned is for me to hand in my resignation.
No, Watkins, don't be so sensitive. I've no complaints about your work or your conduct. But in cases like this, we have to explore all avenues.
The man in question is called Donaldson, sir, son of Mr. Donaldson, proprietor of the garage, who I believe is known personally to you.
Young Archie?
We share an interest in the latest type of motor car, sir. His integrity is not in question, is it, sir?
What exactly do you mean, Mr. Donaldson?
Oh, I think I made myself quite clear, haven't I?
But you led him to understand that you was going to offer him something.
Well, yes, it is an offer, subject to negotiation.
My lady.
Yes, Hudson?
There's a gentleman from Cartier's to see you.
From Cartier's?
Forgive my intrusion, milady, but your husband came to see us this morning about a diamond brooch belonging to your mother, Lady Southwold.
Yes.
He said it was missing, possibly stolen, and he was inquiring about the insurance.
Yes, is there some problem?
About the insurance? No.
Watkins, we shall need the motor this evening.
Very good, sir.
Richard, someone's here from Cartier's about the brooch.
Oh, well, come in.
I have it here, sir. Lady Southwold left it with us to have a stone reset. That's why we were puzzled by your inquiry, sir. She left it about a week ago. It was, in fact, ready yesterday, but we decided not to deliver it in view of Lord Southwold's memorial service.
Thank you very much.
She must have forgotten, I expect, what with her sad bereavement.
Yes, thank you.
Well, Mr. Hudson. It's not the first time you've had it in for me. Lucky for you, I'm a forgiving man, isn't it?
Well,
No, you won't. I won't let you. I love him. I love...
Hello, Thomas.
Let go of her.
But we were just...
Let her go!
She's only the servant girl, isn't she? Fair game. Well, I must be on my way. I have another appointment, I'm afraid. You shouldn't have kept me waiting, you know.
Rose. Look, he was a brute. He had me pinned down on Thomas's own bed. He had me frock half off. And
it's any torn bits.
No, well, I mended it. And then Thomas come in. And I have never before seen such a look on any man's face. It was plain cold fury.
Why?
Why? Why, Rose?
Why plain cold fury?
Because he respects me.
Who?
He does, Rose. He respects me, and he saw that my honour was in danger from his brutish business partner.
What about his business? Don't suppose he'll be leaving now?
No. Not this time. But one day, Rose. One day he will.